stable, prosperous Kenya through the provision of effective, people-centric, and accountable police service. A professional, efficient, and responsive national police service will ensure safe, secure, and prosperous society. It will also ensure greater global peace, owing to our security personnel contributions in peace missions around the world. The National Police Service 2023 to 2027 strategic plan presents a bold and transformative roadmap that aligns with the core mandate of the police service as enshrined in the Article 243 of the Constitution and the National Police Service Act. And as Professor here added, this is a journey of faith, and as he quoted the book of Corinthians, I would also add that in the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1, faith is the substance of things that are hoped for, and it's the evidence of the things we have not seen. So your being here gives us the confidence that we are already there, even when we are still walking the journey to that direction, because that journey of faith is towards transforming our National Police Service. The plan outlines clear steps towards supporting the service to carry out their constitutional duty and aligning it with the broader national security agenda. It prioritizes improved infrastructure, enhanced staff welfare, increased technology adoption, and strengthening operational policies, among other key goals. As a government, we remain fully committed to the successful implementation of this plan, recognizing that adequate funding, strategic partnerships, and sustainable investments are crucial in overcoming financial and resource constraints. Together, through collaboration with development partners and the private sector, we will ensure that this vision translates into tangible outcomes for the safety and well-being of every Kenyan. And I see the presence of the private sector here. I saw the CEO of KCB, among others, and this is very encouraging, so that it's not just the development partners we're focusing on, we're also focusing on the strategic partnerships we have with the private sector. Modern equipment is a key cog in our continuous improvement of our policies capacity to combat crime. We therefore need resources to enable us to continue deploying the latest technology to tackle emerging crimes. To enhance the operational capacity of the National Police Service, we have made significant investment in infrastructure and facilities. Just early this month, we commissioned a second batch of the mine-resistant, ambush-protected standard duty vehicles as part of our modernization agenda. The completion of the DCI National Forensic Laboratory and the establishment of national police leadership also underscores our commitment to realizing the successful implementation of this plan. Additionally, we have prioritized the acquisition of modern surveillance tools, protective gear, and advanced communication systems for establishing the Integrated Communication Command and Control Center. The establishment of the Police Peace Support Training Center further strengthens our readiness to provide security internationally through peace missions. The government remains steadfast in addressing outstanding challenges, ensuring that NPS is fully equipped to meet evolving security demands and serve Kenyans effectively. In line with the National Police Service strategic plan, we are spearheading integration of technology and ICT to enhance efficiency, transparency, and service delivery in policing. The ongoing modernization of police operations, including the implementation of digital occurrence book and case management system, streamlining workflows and improving operational efficiencies are crucial steps towards this implementation of this plan. We therefore believe, and I strongly believe, that digitization process will help us to firmly deal with corruption, especially when we look at the plans that are underway to introduce instant traffic fines for better traffic management, while we expand our local area network and wide area network infrastructure will ensure seamless and secure data sharing Additionally, we are in the process of rolling out police body cameras to improve police professionalism and accountability. These areas are extremely important for us to make sure that the National Police Service is accountable. And also this instant police service infrastructure, instant traffic service infrastructure is going to help us to also deal with resources raising. I am glad to have served before in the Ministry of Roads and Transport, and one of the things that was missing that time is this partnership between the police, the the transport infrastructure, and I think now, and I have promised the IG that in a week or two, I will convene a roundtable for us now to do an inter-ministerial conversation to roll out the instant fining system. And we will end this issue of many people saying they are being forced to give kitu kidogo on the roads. And I believe that in the process, because there are so many violators of the traffic rules, we shall be in a position also to raise revenue that will help us to implement this strategic plan. So therein lies the money, even though it is seen money, but it's important that it will help us to implement the program that we have. And therefore, I believe that we are on the right path to ensuring that our police service is accountable. I really believe that, let me say this, that in the past, we have depended so much on the personality of the people running the institutions to improve services in those institutions. But little have we invested in the institutions themselves so that there is an institutional culture. If you see what the professor was presenting here, we want to walk towards institutional culture. We want to go to a stage where it is not the person of the minister roaming around the streets and chasing matatus that is being discussed. So that when you become a cabinet secretary, people want to see you running around the roads and getting cheap publicity, quarreling with a driver or quarreling with police officers and, going incognito to a police station and harassing a police officer there and then taking a few pictures. Then you get some publicity, then you are rated that you are the best person, the best minister. That is cheap publicity. What this plan is trying to do is to create a mechanism for us to do things that will not depend on the person who is holding the office at any given time. So that then these issues become part of the institutional culture. There are systems of accountability. There is technology being applied. So that when the IG is not Mr. Kanja, the next IG finds an institution that is running. If that can be achieved in our National Police Service, we believe that we will have arrived, because instead of depending on the person of the minister, of the PS, of the whatever. And when I was in roads, I said I was not going to replicate what former CS Minister Michuki did. I said it wasn't right for us to see our cabinet secretary running around these roads, stopping matatus and, berating some individuals and so forth. When that person leaves, then the next person, what will they be doing? We need to focus on institutions. And I think the instant fining system and technology is going to be the answer. And I am very passionate that through this strategic plan, we are going to work together to leave a legacy that will outlast myself and all of us here. The other thing I'd like to say is that the other problem when it comes to governance and management that bedevils many institutions, and we must be careful we don't suffer that consequence, is the idea that each one of us is seeking for personal glory. You want to be the guy here, you do some few PR here and there, you're taking a few pictures here and there, and then it is praised that it was your job. But there is that person, there's that police officer in Liboi, or Mandera, 001 border there, is providing service. It is because of his or her presence in that corner, that we are all safe in the rest of the country. If you think about the chasing for personal glory, if we put that aside and try to see the common good for the country, we will be able to do so many of us here will do a lot of good without caring as to who takes the credit. And I think that also helps us. That should be part of our institutional and mental change and governance change, so that we don't care too much about who takes the credit. We care more how Kenya will be, how the National Police Service will look like. And if that culture can be inculcated, I look at the figure, it was about 10 billion to train. And I'm sure some ignorant person sitting somewhere say, 10 billion, watu wanataka tu kula pesa. You know? That training is extremely important. Culture. And I wanted to say, IG, that in our next hiring, we should not wait for the training of those who are already in office. During this next recruitment process, let us commence with the training there. Let's inculcate that culture inside these new recruits. And then as we change those who are already in, we also make sure that the curriculum, as we hire the new officers, responds to this very important transformative plan that we have. Therefore, this initiative not only align with the strategic plan, but also support the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. And by digitizing and automating government processes, ultimately improving efficiency, citizen access, and effectiveness in public service delivery. So the whole better plan of digitization must plug into this. And I think we were whispering with the PS there that we need to see also what is going on in the Ministry of ICT and plug into that to make sure that the digitization plan is achieved. And this collaboration, a whole government approach, will also help us access some of the resources that we need to achieve this plan. To enhance the welfare, motivation, and productivity of National Police Service officers, we are committed to implementing the National Task Force on Police Reforms report, the decentralization of human resource services, the establishment of a contributory benevolent fund, and pursuit of a fair and competitive mortgage reaffirm the government's commitment to prioritizing the welfare of our police officers. Soon you will be seeing us launching the affordable mortgage for the police officers. Let them benefit like other public officers, servants that are getting the same mortgage. You will also see us establishing the contributory benevolent fund. We want to make sure that we put at the center of service delivery the welfare of our officers. We want their morale to be high. We want them to have the commitment to, as they serve the country. I went to Todonyang a month ago, yeah? And I saw the kind of sacrifice police officers who serve in far-flung areas are having. You know, we need to make sure that their welfare is taken care of. I was surprised when I reached there. I was told I was only the next cabinet, any minister who has ever gone there since 2011, you know. So there are some corners of the country that we have generally abandoned, and I think it's important for us to appreciate that police officers in those areas that ministers don't even go, police officers are there. And we need to appreciate them by doing good in our offices, in our air-conditioned offices, to make sure that they access these services. Finally, or almost there, bear with me, I therefore call upon the development partners who are here. Thank you very much for coming. And the private sector, thank you very much for being here. Let's collaborate together with the government in supporting the National Police Service. We acknowledge that the challenges persist, including other challenges that the police have, like mental health concerns among our officers and unfortunate incidences of corruption. And I call upon you, we work together to implement this plan. We will have sorted these problems that are bedeviling our police officers. I want to also assure you that we are conscious of the fact that in the last 3 years, 3 to 4 years, actually almost 4 years, we've not been able to hire or recruit new police officers. And that has put a big strain in most of the police stations. People are asking us, why are there 3 people in a police station that, 3 years ago it had about 15 police officers, 2 officers in a place where they had 5 and so forth. And it is because as time goes, if you don't have a plan for annual recruitment. And I think this is something else we need to think about. What is the number that annually we will be making sure that we hire as we progress. I'm glad to announce that in the next financial year, and in a process that will begin from this financial year, in a month or two, we shall be going out to recruit another lot of 10,000 police officers to make sure that the police service is resourced to enable us to make sure that we are covering the many, many challenges that our police officers face across the country. And I know it's very easy for people to sit in their computers and write stories about our police officers. And I see it so often. It is easy for people to write these things. I wish really would carry some of these journalists and the editors and the bloggers to just go and stay in Elwak, not for the whole day, for a half day in Elwak, half day, not the whole day. I wish, and I'm ready. I want to request all the journalists who are writing very nice stories about us in Nairobi, I will give you transport for free and fly a good number of journalists to Elwak. And I want them to sleep there for a week, just to enjoy and relax and interact with the local people. For your information, there are police officers there. Yeah? So it is not like you are going to be alone. You will be with police officers and also the NPR. I am giving that challenge, and I'm ready to take some of our very good editors who are in Nairobi to Elwak to stay there for a week. And that offer is effective now, so that you can have a very good time reporting about our country. In any case, it's part of our country. And from that experience alone, if you are there for a day or two, you will change your attitude of what you say about police officers and what they do, the sacrifice they make, and the enemy they confront to protect our nation. Not just police officers alone. Just think about the citizens that are in those parts of the country, that are in Kibish, that are in Todonyang, that are in that corner of Liboi, or the last part of Lamu, and just what they go through to make sure that this country is safe. So it's important. It's important for a few of us to travel around our country. We will be a bit more serious when we talk about the security of our country and the welfare of our nation. And therefore, I want to confirm to you that we will do everything possible to support this plan, including dealing with a few minority of officers who sometimes engage in acts of bribery and misconduct, and we are also going to be able to deal with them decisively. And I want to thank IPOA who are here, for also those who are going to misuse their position to harass and hurt others. We will make sure that that level of accountability is achieved. Ultimately, our commitment to the National Police Service remains unwavering. We will continue to invest in their welfare, training and modernization, ensuring that they have the necessary tools and support to protect our nation and contribute to global peace. For us to do this, we need to work together to raise the needed resources that will help us to move the National Police Service to where it should be. I want to thank you, IG, and thank the police officers who are here for the job you've done so far. We, as a country, still confront the challenges of banditry and the enemy from the neighboring countries. But the work, from where I stand, I am very proud of the work that our police officers do, and we will continue the process of making sure the modernization program that had been started, and Honorable Tongo, you're captured here, is on to make sure that you are equipped enough. We will also make sure that National Police reservists, some of whom, a good number of them in Marsabit the other day, we unveiled them, and other parts of the country, We will also equip them, and this training program will also target the National Police Reservists because they assist us in helping the police at the local level, and we want to make sure that their operating standards are also taken good care of, to make sure that the acts of banditry that are happening in other parts of the country are dealt with. But I'm very happy. I am confident that the work that you have done has changed our country. A few years ago, places like Kipia, particularly like Kipia East and West, people were not occupying their farms. They are back to their farms. In places like Baringo South, the entire Baringo South now is at peace, and people are tilling their farms, and children have gone back to school. We are completing a few schools that were rebuilding, and I'm very happy with the Member of Parliament in that region and the leaders from that region. They're doing a good job. Many parts of border of Marakwet and Baringo, the border of Turkana and West Pokot, we are seeing very, very good progress in terms of peace issues. We have a small challenge that at the one corner of Baringo, and IG, we have agreed on what we need to do in that corner. We have also a small challenge in Samburu, and we will be announcing tomorrow our new strategy in dealing with the question of Samburu and the neighboring counties of Isiolo and Meru there, and some parts of Laikipia North. But the work that has been done already has made significant difference in our country. And I'm glad that those who are engaging in political sport, I'm glad that they should focus on us and leave our officers who are doing their job, because the rest of us are ready to take the bullet as long as they don't touch the Inspector General and the police officers in the work they are doing. The last thing I'd like to say is that in this sector, we are very serious people. We are no longer in political sporting. And because of that, we must learn something, IG, that two things that someone told me. One, and it's a very famous quote. One is that if we have to reach our destination, including implementation of this plan, we must not stop on the way. They say if you have a journey and you stop all the time on the way to throw stones on every barking dog, you will not reach your destination. You must put your eyes on the ball, and we must all of us put our eyes on the ball. I want to call upon all of us who are in the security sector to keep our eyes on the ball, on the strategic plan, on keeping the country secure and safe without throwing stones to every barking dog on the way. Number two, somebody said that if you want to lead an orchestra, you must turn your back on the crowd. You must focus on the music, the musicians, and the performance, and not the cheering and the clap of the crowd. If you want to be a proper leader in this sector, our focus will be one and only one, to keep our country safe and secure. And therefore, I want to thank all of you for coming, and I look forward to partnering with you to deliver this plan. Asanteni sana, na Mungu awabariki.
Ladies and